Hello, my name is Conrad Lofton. I'm Senior Research Manager at CKL Shoes, and this is a presentation regarding the research that we have done regarding our possible expansion into Spain. To begin, CKL Shoes is one of the United States' top-selling shoe companies. We currently employ over 200 different employees, and we have different offices located in Dallas, Los Angeles, and Chicago. The research we've done here primarily focuses on the challenges that our employees and their families would face in the social sphere regarding the economy and regarding the Spanish government. The first group of things that we wanted to talk about was what challenges that our employees and their families would face in the social sphere. So to begin, Spain is currently divided into 19 autonomous regions. This is similar to the way that the United States is divided into 50 states. However, in Spain, there's quite a bit more regional fragmentation. So what that means is that the citizens of one region or another might speak different types of Spanish. They might dress or act differently, and they might even be rivals to one another. However, we wanted to look at this as a positive. Maybe we could create different shoe colors or different shoe styles that were exclusive to each and every region. This would promote regional pride, but still have each and every region want to invest in our company. The second thing is that Spain, the Spanish culture really promotes a very upbeat lifestyle, similar to the way the United States does. In the United States, many people look forward to going to work, but they look more forward to what they're going to do after, for entertainment, or what they're going to do with their family, or they're going to maybe go to a football match or a concert, or go out shopping. This is all things that people in Spain look forward to and do on an everyday basis. Another thing we wanted to look at is what kind of challenges were the families going to face whenever they were enrolling their students into schools. So there's two types of different schools. The first type is obviously the public local schools. So local schools are required for any student of the age 5 to 16 in Spain. These are also going to be free of charge, just like they are in the United States. However, the one problem that we noticed was that in the Spanish local schools, the education is going to be completely taught in Spanish. So this will be a good thing if you have a younger student who is just getting into school, because they'll be able to learn another language and pick up another language. However, if you've got a student that's a little bit older, it's going to be hard because they more than likely don't know Spanish and won't be able to keep up with the work or even the language whatsoever. So for those people, they might look into international schools. These are going to be similar to a private school in the United States. You'll pay to go there. However, all the education is going to be taught in English. This will allow a student to basically pick up right where they left off in the United States and really have a smooth transition. The last thing regarding the social sphere was what kind of religion do they have in Spain? Well, Spain is 70% Roman Catholics. However, of these 70%, only 14% identify that they go to church one or more times a week. So for the most part, most people do not attend church on a regular basis. Spain also has people of all religions and different denominations of these religions. However, we've seen that religion is more of a social social and cultural identifier than it truly is a group identifier. People of all different races and all different religions associate together, similar to the way they do in the United States. The next group of things we wanted to talk about was what kind of challenges was our company going to run into with the government. So to begin, the Spanish government is currently a parliamentary monarchy. So a parliamentary monarchy, they have a king, but under the king there's a prime minister, and these people are elected. So prime minister is similar to the governments that they have in the United Kingdom and other countries all across the world that we've interacted with before. So this isn't something that's completely unique to Spain. It's something that the United States government has interacted with before, and it's a government that's also interacted with businesses of all types and that come from all around the world. The first challenge, though, that we wanted to talk about with the government is they have a very strong support of local homegrown businesses. So after the 2008-2009 financial crisis, the Spanish government really wanted to invest in local businesses in order to keep themselves afloat when situations like this occur again. This isn't going to be too much of an issue within our market because of the textile region, or because of the textile industry being such a large industry. It is still dominated by larger companies like ours. The final governmental issue we wanted to talk about was what kind of paperwork we're going to be dealing with. Well, employees are going to need to be filling out work visas and international employment forms. But these are going to be one-time forms, things that are going to affect us at the very beginning of our time in Spain, but after that, they really aren't going to cause too many issues. Some other forms are the forms of the families, the paperwork the families are going to have to fill out. Children are going to have to fill out forms and paperwork to be able to go to school in Spain and possibly even be able to work in Spain if they would like to do that. So there's quite a bit of forms that are going to be needed to fill out by our employees and their families, but these are all going to be one-time forms, things that aren't going to be readily happening or constantly happening. So this might cause issues for us in the beginning, but there won't be hurdles that we have to continually jump year after year after year. The last group of things we wanted to talk about was what kind of economy are we dealing with in Spain, and what kind of regulations and what kind of challenges might we run into. Well, first, they have very strong labor regulations. These labor regulations were set after the financial crisis of 2008 and 9 because they were battling very high unemployment rates. Because our company is based in the United States, though, we will be following the United States labor regulations and work regulations, not the Spanish work regulations and labor regulations. So this is something that we won't necessarily have to deal with as long as our employees are all American citizens. Finally, we wanted to know what kind of market was the textile market. What kind of does the local, regional, and national economy support the textile industry? We found that indeed it does. In fact, textile industry is one of the most flourishing industries in all of the Spanish market. So we really see that as something that we can look to build our company and even piggyback this into possible further expansion. So we really see this as a plus. The textile industry is one that's really supported the Spanish economy for a long time. Finally, we wanted to give our conclusions and recommendations. So socially, our employees and their families will not run into too many challenges because the social environment and atmosphere in Spain is very similar to that of the United States. It's upbeat. Religion plays a role, but not too big of a role. Schools are primarily local, but there's also international, similar to the way there is in the United States. The government, we might have to deal with some things in the beginning regarding paperwork and different forms and different things like this, but this is going to be, like I said before, one-time things that we can, if we get ahead of the game and we begin to talk to the Spanish government beforehand, we should really be able to get on top of this stuff, and it shouldn't cause us too many issues. Finally, the economy, we have a great market in Spain. Textile market, like I said, textile industry is one of the best in Spain. We really look at this as a way that if we can flourish here, we can hopefully eventually expand even further into Europe. So I would strongly recommend, as the senior research manager, that we go forward with this expansion into Spain. Madrid, Spain is one of the best places in the world to live and work, and it seems that the data and the statistics and the research that we have done all points to these things. It points to the fact that our company and our product will flourish. Our employees and their families will be happy with the environment. It will feel similar to that of the United States. They'll be able to expand their cultural outlook, and it looks to be something that's going to benefit us really long term. And so again, I would recommend that we go forward with this expansion into Spain.